It is 3 p.m. Tuesday, May 5th, 2026. Sorry about that. I am Toya, and this is the Blue Lighthouse Mantle. I just woke up from a dream. Quite interesting. Anywho, in this particular dream, I owned this huge house and I was renting out rooms. And it was something happening on this day. I don't know what it was. It was some form of celebration. There was no decorations up or anything, no signs, but I felt like there was something happening on this day. I had this basket. It wasn't laundry. It wasn't money either. I don't know. Maybe it was some crafts or something. Can't really tell. Anyway, someone walked up to me. It was a gentleman. He was fair skinned. And it was kind of like I noticed him as someone I went to high school with. But I can't quite remember. It was someone I knew from the past. But I don't quite remember where I knew him from. And when he walked up to me, he just started saying all these different good things about me. I was shocked I was shocked with myself, because usually when men start to do that, I'm thinking, okay, this is this love bombing thing. What kind of crap is he coming with? But I didn't do that. And I noticed that I didn't do that in the dream. But he just kept singing praises to me. And he handed me this huge wad of money that I had to hold with two hands. So I had to put the basket down and hold the money with my two hands. But I didn't look at the money. I didn't count the money. And he looked at the money, then looked at me as if he was wanting me to count it. But I didn't do that. I don't know. I felt like that was disrespectful. And then I had asked him, well, I mean, what does this mean? How much longer is it going to be? And he was like, everything's pretty much set up. Just give me a couple of more days. Which means that he was leaving in a couple of more days. And I was like, okay. So apparently I was renting space out to him. Didn't really know that I was renting out space to him. I wasn't charging him because I didn't know he was there. How that happened, I don't know. Logically, how that happened. He walked away. And I started to move towards a room so I can count this money. And then a family member of mine, member of mine came up to me with money in her hand and was like, "This is for the one time." And I was like, "What?" "This is for the one time." I took it. She walked away, turned around again, and was like, "This is for the one time." And it's like I knew at that moment that she had to go, but really didn't know that I was renting out space to her too, as well. What does this all mean? Obviously, it's not on the physical. This has more to do with people being in my energy, right? Okay. Girl, you coming with that little... So these are finalities. People who... Obviously, my spiritual team was like, they got to go. You think you would do some cord cuttings and it would be fine, but when your peoples say it's time to go, it's time to go. I thought that was interesting. Of course, everything they do was interesting to me. Yeah. When I say it's many layers to this, it's many layers. Yeah. Forgive. I can't say forgive, for they know not what they do. They know exactly what it is that they were doing. One respected me enough to reciprocate. They both actually know that it was not enough, especially if this was energetically. But one was respectful enough to do more because they recognized who I was. The other was just entitled, which gets you absolutely nowhere. You're not here anyway. It's all good. There was another dream. Let me look. It says, in this dream, I was outside around these people who I didn't know. I was walking around and I didn't have any clothes on. Certain ones I would be around, I had on this poncho, but still no clothes under it. And we were all around in different spaces, and we were eating. I remember we was just eating from the earth, from the planet. We just was sharing food. It was no one owning anything because the planet belonged to everyone. And this guy walks up to me, started talking to me. I didn't know who he was, but in his communication with me, it wasn't through our mouths. He was talking to me telepathically. We talked for a minute. He left, and soon after, it was like the community had announced that the guy had passed away, or that he was unalived. And everybody seemed to look towards me as if I was the one who unalived him. And there was this woman who called me to come and talk to her, but she also called me and talked to me telepathically. I sat down with her. She started talking to me, and then she asked me, did I unalive this man? And I just plainly told her no. And what's funny is, I remember usually I would be saying, what I do now, something like that. But I just like calmly said, it wasn't me. Um, I didn't yell it. I didn't scream it. I didn't get angry. The situation was just really calm. Then I left. That's all I remember of the dream. But I remember when I woke up from the dream, I called my energy back immediately. So I don't know what that's about. I almost forgot that one. But yeah, interesting. I kind of know what that means, especially with no clothes, just because I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not hiding who I am anymore. The poncho around certain people, that means I can, that sounds funny, I can adjust the volume of me, because certain people get overwhelmed in my presence and they just want to start acting a fool. So yeah, I'm assuming that's what that means. I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, one of those people. But it was so interesting. Everybody was just free. For a short amount of time, everyone was just being themselves, caring for each other, not hating on each other. Apparently, the woman who called me in to talk to her, she had to been somebody from like an old system, because all the stuff we were doing was like, I've never seen that before. Looking out for each other, eating off the land, not saying something is one person's or not, or another's. No. Now, this might not have been my dream. That's also something that I've been recognizing lately. You know, we got people out here who can come into other people's dreams. Put on their little mask and act like they're someone else so that you won't know who they are. And try to feed you dreams so they can take yours. That could possibly be what that was in any of my dreams. The thing is, they don't expect you to recognize what is happening. I'm aware. And because now that I'm aware, what happens in the dream state. Some people get stuck. Some people never wake up. Did you ever see that it was a TV show on Netflix called what is it called? It's really good. I think it was tailored to like teenagers, preteens. Give me a second. The show was called Lock, L-O-C-K-E, and Key. It was only 3 seasons. Excellent. I say it's excellent. That's another one of the movies I suggest that you watch. But it kind of reminds me of people going into other people's mind states and what can happen to them when they do that. Yeah. No amount of money could stop what happens to you when you do that and get caught. Yeah. I was watching one of those YouTube videos, and they said that the government has people who can, they have like people who police those who are able to walk in dreams and stuff like that, who are able to astral project themselves. They have police for that. And that there was someone who astral projected themselves to the moon. And police stopped them. And this person is in a coma and unable to come back to his body, which means they have captured his soul. which is pretty much what can happen to anybody who goes into somebody else's dream state. Astral projects to their auric field without permission, especially when they have certain coverage. You might not get back to your body. I don't know, I'm just saying. They got police for that kind of stuff. Interesting though. But why you want to go to the moon? What's on the moon? And why you want to project yourself to other people's dreams? What is it about their dreams? What is it that you want to see? Steal, kill, or destroy? There is another. A movie came out in 2021 called Behind Her Eyes. Another excellent one. Maybe that's what someone was trying to do with me. Hmm. Well, you gotta be very careful on what you out here doing. The universe has like switched some things up. They've changed some things. Things have taken a turn in a different way. You can't do the same things that you used to do anymore. It's not allowed. It used to be, well, it really wasn't allowed for a while, but it used to be a time where it just took a long time for you to get caught up. Now things that happen immediately. Yeah. Quite interesting. Behind her eyes. Yeah. I can't believe people actually be playing around with that stuff. But we know that the movies and TV shows are what's in reality and what's really happening. And we see all the time when people play around with those kinds of things, they end up going crazy. They end up passing away. Things just happen to them that sometimes can't be explained. So be careful what you do to people. Be very careful. Sometimes you do stuff to people that you know who they are. You've done the research, but you think that you are a badass. You think, oh, I can take this person on because the way they look or the way they act, they naive, they don't know anything. You did the research to find out who these people are, but because of what you see, you think you can take them on because of what happened in the past and what had worked or what you thought had worked in the past. be careful. Be very careful. I know you want the prize, but you gotta remember, sometime the Most High universe will use prizes as bait. Anyhow, I am Toya. I win. And this is the Blue Lighthouse Mantle. Later.